Hello there, Nick Vail here, as always, helping you live your best financial life. Um, Today, I have a real estate expert on board. For me to help my clients make their best financial decisions, oftentimes there are people that I need to point them to that are out of my expertise. And one of those areas is often real estate. So today we have Andrea Eldon joining us. She is the team leader of Property Sisters of Indiana. She has 23 years of experience in real estate. She's also a friend of mine. I should mention that she also helped me buy and sell my wife and I's property a couple of years ago, and we were just thrilled with the process. She was a joy to work with, and so we thought it would be great to kind of get together on this quick video to share with you some tips for sellers in a seller's market. So welcome, Andrea.
Thanks, Nick. Glad to be here.
No problem. Thanks for being here. So we'll get right into it. So 5 tips for sellers. Before we jump into the tips, can you just kind of touch on what kind of a crazy market is it in 2021?
It's a seller's market. Sellers are in control. They have all the control right now. It's crazy. You've never seen anything like it.
Okay. So, then this is probably a great time to have this conversation. If you've never seen anything like it and let's get right into what are these 5 tips that sellers really need to know right now. So let's start with number 1. It looks like depending on the age of the house, maybe an upfront inspection.
Yes. You need to know upfront, especially if you haven't been in your attic for years. Is there mold? What about your crawl space? There's so many things that people get in their house and they live there for a long time. And if your house is older, you might have a crawl space that you have not been into for a lot of years, or a chimney that maybe you've not inspected. You want to know those things up front as a seller, because they could cost you a lot of money later on, and you can take care of it now the way you want to take care of it, rather than be dictated later of how you're going to take care of it by the buyer. Even though seller does have more control, buyers do have some say because they are buying the house. So
that's interesting. So, because normally wouldn't the inspection wouldn't happen until after an offer is accepted. So you're saying get it done up front, so you know what sort of things are going to pop up.
If there's a possibility that we don't know, especially if you've lived there for a while, and like you've lived there over 5 years, you've probably not been in your attic, you've not been in your crawl space, you don't know if there's moisture, you don't know all these things that we're going to find out later. Yeah. So let's find out up front.
Yeah, especially someone like me that's not overly handy. I'm not going in the attic. I don't go, so that's a great tip. So what's your tip as far as kind of the lender in this 2021 crazy market?
I've had a few deals fall apart because we had lenders who did a bad job with their approval with the buyer. And typically it was a lender that I didn't know. They weren't local. I already knew up front, yes, even though I called and talked to them. A lot of times your agent's going to help you with the lenders, because there's some banks out there that I would advise sometimes that maybe we should choose another offer. We have a choice. Lender's a big deal. It really is a big deal, because you need to get to the closing table. Or if it's cash, you need to make sure the cash is verified, that they can actually close. I've had that happen this year too, where we thought the money was there and it wasn't.
Yeah, so kind of getting all those ducks in a row early, and somebody that you can trust, and it's not their first rodeo.
Well, yeah, because the seller doesn't want to be delayed because we can't get to the closing table. So
especially
that's
right
really
now
deal.
when there's so many offers coming in that if yours falls through, they're not going to wait for you to fix it. They can go to the next person.
Yeah, wow. And the seller has multiple choices right now on offers. Pick a good lender.
Okay, it's a great tip. So number 3 we have here, looks like disclose things that are wrong on your disclosure ahead of time.
Yep. So let's say the garbage disposal doesn't work, or an outlet doesn't work, or a ceiling fan doesn't work. If you disclose that up front and the buyer signs it, once it comes up on the inspection, you've already basically negotiated it. You disclose it up front, and they should be addressing it then, not when the inspections come.
Okay. So it seems like that would also maybe help a deal not to fall through because of something, because you said, look, you knew about it when you gave us the offer.
Yeah. And it's closer to being as is and something you're not going to have to repair.
Oh, fantastic. That's something I would have never thought about. So that's a great tip. Thank you. So number 4 here, you say have a strategy.
You need to have a strategy when you put your house on the market. Are you going to take offers for a couple of days like some of the sellers are doing? I had a seller, we listed it on Thursday at noon, took offers until 8 p.m. on Sunday, 45 showings, 15 offers, craziness, right? Craziness. So they actually left town. They left town for the weekend because there was no way were they going to be able to live in that house with 2 babies. So if you're going to do something like that, you need to plan ahead. But you can put your house on the market and get a couple of offers and not do that. I mean, you can have one offer and be fine. You don't have to go into the craziness of multiple offers. Seller is in control. So if you kind of go into it with a plan, and that plan can be flexible, but at least I would know, like, I'm going to put my house on the market for 2 days. Well, know that you're probably not going to be able to come back until late, and you're going to be leaving early.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I've heard in the past, obviously not in the near term, but in the past where people would say, oh yeah, we didn't really know if we wanted to sell our house, but we put it on the market to see what would happen. And it sounds like those kind of days are gone right now, because if you put it on the market, you're going to get a lot of activity really quickly.
We have no inventory. So yes, your listing coming on the market is a big deal.
Okay.
And that brings me to my last tip. You need somebody, when you hire an agent, you need a partner, because that person's going to be working with you on making sure that the person buying the property can financially buy the property, inspections, multiple offers, the different lenders. There's so many things that agent's going to help you with. So you need somebody that you can work with, that you can communicate with, somebody that opens their phone up and responds to you, whether you call or text, somebody with experience. And I know new agents out there can do the job, but they need to have a mentor backing them up, or a broker. If you are going to use somebody new, I would ask those kind of questions. Who's helping? Because you really need somebody with experience. So that new person needs to have somebody that can help also.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I guess if there's so many offers and just activity happening so quickly and so many moving parts, and you might be competing with 20 other offers, if you have somebody that has the experience to know, hey, what are the things that are going to get this deal done?
Right.
That makes a ton of sense to me. And, I'll just speak kind of anecdotal experience here. When we worked with you, Andrea, we were buying and selling, buying one house and selling another at the same time. And, that's a lot of moving parts, and your communication was top notch, and we couldn't be happier with the house that we got in. And it was a kind of a same thing. It was an interesting scenario where we had to put some kind of unique items in our offer to get it done. And it did, and it happened very smoothly. So I think that somebody should work with someone like you. Absolutely. 100%. And so thank you for your time today and your expertise. It's very valuable and helpful. And I'll be sure to share your information. So if somebody wants to get in contact with you, if they're buying or selling, do you want to touch on sort of where you help your clients?
I'm in Central Indiana.
Okay.
I'm like Hamilton County, Madison County, Henry County, Marion County, Indianapolis. That's basically what I do, Central Indiana.
Good deal. Well, fantastic. Well, yeah, we'll share your information. And if anybody's out there looking to buy or sell, please consider Andrea. And, thanks for all your great insight today. It's very valuable to all of us. So we really appreciate it.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.